Did you know that the state of Alaska has the highest amount of protected wilderness in the entire United States? Well, I didn't know that until just a few weeks ago. The more that we are able to learn about the state of Alaska, whether it be about its biomes and ecosystems or the cultures that sustain the lands, the better off the state of Alaska will be. I have spent a great amount of time researching the biomes, cultures, and ecosystems that make up the state of Alaska, using credible sources like USDA Climate Hubs and the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, and I also have my own personal experience having attended a native charter school where being outside of the classroom and learning was more valued than being inside the classroom and learning. The ecosystem in Alaska is one of the most diverse in the world and is the most diverse in the United States. Being able to learn the values that make up the state is extremely important in keeping Alaska alive. Some of the topics that we'll be discussing are the diversity of Alaska's biomes and ecosystems, from tundra to coastal rainforest, what impact has climate change had on the state of Alaska, and the connection that Alaska natives have had with the state's ecosystems and the land. There are many different types of ecosystems and biomes, and they are each unique and different. There is a total of 32 different ecoregions in Alaska, according to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Together, all these different regions come up to make more than 500,000 square miles of land, 34,000 miles of shoreline, millions of lakes and rivers, and even multiple mountain ranges, with one of them being the highest in North America, that being Denali National Park Mountain. With so many different biomes here in Alaska, there must also come to be diversity within species. More than 1,000 species with vertebrae live in Alaska, and there are thousands of invertebrate species. Some of those species include bears, bats, fox, whale, and many other marine animals and land animals. With how much life is in Alaska, the effects that come from climate change are closely watched and monitored. According to USDA Climate Hubs, the state of Alaska is warming at a higher rate than any other state in the United States. There have been many changes to different Alaskan environments that include low precipitation, melting glaciers, changing in snowpack in Alaska, and even more. Many causes of the rapid change in climate are due to oil drilling and pipelines, mining sites, and logging throughout the state. According to AlaskaConservation.org, the Tongass rainforest is at risk of clear-cutting due to privatization. Alaska natives have depended on the Alaskan ecosystem, whether that be solely for sustenance or for their cultural practices. They depend on the well-being of their environment. For thousands of years, Alaska natives have depended on the ecosystems of Alaska, from the Tlingit and Haida in the southeast to the Yupik and Inupiaq in the north and the west. The indigenous people of Alaska have traditional ecological knowledge about the land that is now Alaska. In different areas, different traditions are made home. Different kinds of food are eaten and different clothes are worn. Just like in Yupik culture, whalebones are used for housing. The ecosystem of Alaska is one of the strongest and most diverse in the entire world, with so many different biomes and so many different species of animal and plants, and the diverse history of more than 200 indigenous communities in Alaska. It is important that we take good care of our state. Some indigenous practices that have historically ensured the sustainability of Alaska's resources and ecological balance have been revitalized, turning traditional practices into modern works of engineering. One example, according to Vogue, is the community of Cordova planting multiple lines of kelp to conserve the areas of marine ecosystem and revitalize the Diakhanu culture. For thousands of years, The indigenous communities of Alaska have maintained the Alaskan lands. Alaska is the biggest state in the U.S., beating everyone out for the amount of biomes, animals, and of course land diversity. With that being said, it is important that the entire U.S. is responsible in taking care of Alaska because we all depend on the state. Alaska's rich diversity and indigenous cultural traditions are also very important, keeping the traditions, ecosystem, and the way of life of Alaskan communities alive. As someone who has lived in Alaska for a good amount of my life, I can say that no matter how hard Alaska Natives have had it on their own land, their history and traditions continue to push forward.